Not every emoto is a winner. Some are overpriced, some underperform, and some just look flat out terrible. So today we're gonna go over what, in my opinion, is the top 3 worst emotos on the market. Just wanna say this is not a top 3 most hated list. Spoiler alert, the Tudio is not on this list. Because if this is a top 3 most hated list, we know that bike will be on it. What this list is about is bikes that don't serve any purpose in the emoto market, and they could disappear tomorrow and we would not miss them. And the first bike on this list may be a shocker to some of you, but it's the Surron Storm Bee. For those of you that don't know what the Storm Bee is, it's Surron's biggest bike in their lineup. It's a full-size dirt bike that weighs almost 300 pounds, but it only has 22 kilowatts of power. And although you can get them on Alibaba for cheaper, the retail price is like above 8 grand. I think it's like 8,500. Overall, this bike is just a misfit. When you think about it, it really doesn't hit the mark or anything because it's too heavy for the emoto market or to be a lightweight bike, but it's really not powerful enough to keep up with similar priced gas dirt bike. Even if you want to stick with electric for $1,000 more, you can find a used Varg. And I don't know about y'all, but I mean, I'm taking a used Varg over a Storm Bee every day. So although you got to respect Surron for trying, I just don't think this bike has a place in the market. And honestly, I think they might have quit making this thing.
So I did some research to figure out if this bike is still in production. And honestly, I can't really figure it out. I mean, some places are adding it to the 2025 lineup, but when you go to like any reputable seller on Alibaba, they don't have it listed anymore. I found a couple for sale, so you could definitely still buy one, but I really don't think this bike is still being made. But overall, if this bike does leave the market, as you can see, there's not a lot of demand, so it will not be missed.
Next bike on the list is just going to be the regular rawrr Mantis. The thing about this bike, in my opinion, is pretty much if you put in like make a surron to chat GPT. Like, it literally looks like AI slop of an e-bike. And I know looks are objective, but like, come on, man. I mean, something's just off about that. And I feel like they were trying to hit the selling point of like hitting the 72 volt battery mark. Cool, yeah, it has a 72 volt, but I mean, the specs are honestly terrible. I think it's only got like 6.5 kilowatts of power on the regular one, which is the same as the old XXX for this bike. And the price is competitive. It's around like $3,500. But the thing is, there's a reason no one buys these bikes. It's because they do just look so terrible. For some reason, I see a lot of these for sale at like actual power sports dealerships. I don't know if that's just like my area or what's going on, but they'll have them listed for like $3,500 plus dealership fees. Dude, if you pay over $4,000 for a Mantis, you need to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror because that is ridiculous. And I'll throw the specs up now, but you can just see, I mean, it's a lot of average specs, but nothing's impressive. So to me, man, it's just a soulless bike that just tried to hit the 72 volt mark and throw it out to the market as quick as possible. But really, it just brings nothing to the table. If that bike disappeared tomorrow, nothing would change and probably no one would miss it. But yeah, let's talk about this last bike, and let me be honest, this bike makes the first 2 bikes we talked about look like stark Vargs. I mean, this is gutter tier, just absolute trash in my opinion. It's honestly the only real unacceptable bike on this list. But this is not just one bike, this is a whole brand, Zero motorcycles. If you're not familiar, Zero produces street legal electric motorcycles, and they're not the only brand that's guilty of these crimes we're about to talk about, but they are the biggest electric motorcycle brand in my opinion, so that's who we're going to use as an example. So real quick, I'll throw up their models they have available right now on their website and kind of scroll through them. These bikes are so expensive for what they are. I mean, for like their entry-level bikes, you're paying like premium gas bike prices. Yeah, they got some cheaper models, but overall, I mean, they're all super expensive for what they are. And I mean, you can tell these bikes aren't selling because if you go to their website, the first thing you see is a huge rebate offer. And along with that, even if you do buy the bike and pay the outrageous price tag, they have a subscription service for most of their models, from my understanding. I think they've backed off it a little bit, but I just don't like any brand that does the subscription stuff. Kind of almost a deal breaker for me. Like, if I buy a bike, I don't want to have to deal with more payments in the back end to unlock features. And price and performance aside, these bikes just look super generic. It's almost like they're just trying to like knock off gas bikes, and they're not gas bikes. So I'm like, do your own thing, develop your own style. Like, if I want to go spend 15 grand on a sport bike, I got plenty of options. No worries about that. That's why it's cool that bikes like the Ultra Bee are coming in and offering a competitive price point for what they are. Even this bike, the XXX, when it first came out, it was new, pretty innovative. It was kind of in its own lane. It was like the first cheap, reputable street emoto, per se. And ultimately, that's why bikes like the Ultra Bee are so successful, is because they're carving their own lane. They're not trying to be something that they're not. So I feel like that's all these bikes gotta do. They just gotta find their own lane. They don't need to try to be something they're not and copycat gas bikes or already existing bikes. And they also don't need to rush to market and just put out some generic slop just to have a bike out there. At the end of the day, this list is just opinions. If you own one of these bikes or if you like one of these bikes, hopefully you don't take offense to it, because that's the beauty of the bike world, is you can buy whatever you want. You can have any opinion you want. So if you want to go buy one of these bikes, do it. Don't let me be the one to stop you. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, if those 3 bikes, or I guess for Zero, the whole brand disappeared tomorrow, I think we'd all be just okay, and I don't think we'd miss it all that much. But let me know, what do you guys think the worst emoto is on the market? But that's gonna do for this one. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch y'all next video.